Hello again. I'm just going to walk you through setting up the basic information that you need to put into skills base in order to be able to complete an assessment. And this is really simple. It's just a matter of adding some skills, adding a rating scheme, and adding one or more people. And so we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to go over here onto the left-hand side, the menu here, and I'm going to pick out skills. So I'm going to start with skills. And the reason for that will become obvious in a minute when I get to adding people. And it will ask me for skills. And you'll understand why I've put the skills in before the people. And this is also one of the reasons why we recommend that you start small before you add a lot more information, because getting used to how the system does its thing will really help you to set it up and add a lot more people into it and a lot more skills and that sort of thing. So you'll see here that I've already added some skills, and it's in a tree structure over here. In the onboarding guide, there's a resource on how and why you might choose different hierarchies and how many levels you can have in your skill library. The choice is yours. In this skill library, I've got 3. And so that is the skill here, the level above that, which is a category of those skills. So these are all of the communication skills that I have in a category called communication skills. And then there is a category above that, soft skills. And so that's a 3-tier hierarchy. The choice is yours though. You can have as many levels in your hierarchy as you want. And as I said, we provide some guidance on that in the onboarding guide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new category here. And I'm going to call this developer skills. But first I'm going to select the parent category and I'm going to select none. What this tells the system is that this is the highest level of category, so the highest hierarchy. And so I'm going to call this developer skills, and then I'm going to save that. And as soon as I do that, you'll see what happens. It gets added. And so when these are bold, that signifies to me that there are skills or a category underneath them. When they're not bold, it says there's actually nothing underneath them. You can drop these down by clicking on the left little arrow that sits beside them, and they contract and expand depending upon whether you click them or not. And so I'm going to go into developer skills. I'm going to add a new skill in there and show you how easy it actually is. So I might want to put Java in there as a new skill. I can put a description if I like, and then I can save that. The system will then tell you it's actually added the skill and go back to allow you to add another skill. And so I might add C++. I'll save that, and again, it alerts me that it's added the skill. If I cancel out of that now, I'll see that developer skills is now bold. That signifies to me that there's information sitting under that. In this case, it's actually skills. And so I've got 2 new skills that have been added there. The next thing I'm going to do is to add a rating scheme. Now you go down into the administration area to add a rating scheme, and then you click on rating scheme. Now, I've already created a rating scheme, and the choice is yours as to how many levels you have in your rating scheme, and also whether or not you include descriptions. Descriptions are great to include because you see those when you're actually completing an assessment. So staff would see these when they're going in and completing their assessment, and that will guide them as to the ratings that they should select, as well as the supervisors that might be also peer reviewing those assessments. You can also add over time to this rating scheme and edit those rating schemes. And we have a scheme for the skill rating here, and we have a scheme for the interest level here. And so once I've got a rating scheme, the only other thing I need is some people. So let's go into the people area. And this shows me a list of people already added. Now I'm going to add some more people. I'm going to click on the add people option up in the right hand corner. When I click on this, the system will ask me a question. Would you like people you are adding to be able to log in and undertake skill assessments? And so I can answer either yes, if I want them to be able to, or no. I'm going to answer yes now, and I'm just going to take you through that process and what happens. When you click on yes, you then got 3 options. You've got the option to add people by invitation, configure single sign-on if you actually have that module included in your license tier, or to manually add a person. Manually adding a person is exactly the same as I would have just done had I selected no. So I'm going to go back and do that. This is the simplest way just to add one person. When you do it this way though, it's important to note they won't automatically get an invitation to use the system. And so this is implying that you're actually going to do the assessment on their behalf. That's what I'm going to do though. I can select a team here. I don't have to. I can select none. And we don't require that you actually have teams set up in the system, but you can. And we'll talk more about teams later in the onboarding guide. As for now though, the only other thing I really need to set is skill set. And so at this point I can choose to use all skills, or, and this is one of the areas where teams use, I can impart the skills that might belong to a team to that individual. There is a custom option as well. We'll explore that later in the onboarding guide. I'm going to leave that like it is now though, and I'm going to save that. So that's added that person. It also allows me to go back and add another person if I want to, but I don't. So I click on cancel. And that's it. I can now see that Jane's been added, and I can now go and complete an assessment for Jane if I want. I've got all of the information that I need to be able to do that, and then to be able to see a dashboard of Jane's skill level and interest level.